Your Steam balance is too low to cover this transaction. Guess I gotta make it myself. Since I can't afford Poppy Playtime, I spent weeks making my own Poppy Playtime game, and this time, I may have gone slightly overboard. I hired artists, I hired animators, I hired voice actors, and no, none of them are getting paid. And together, we built an entire chapter from scratch. And today, we're gonna find out if I actually made a convincing Poppy Playtime chapter, or if I just wasted several weeks of my life. Since this was supposed to feel like a real Poppy Playtime chapter, we needed a strong opening. So I made an elevator crash sequence, because no game has ever started with an elevator before. And honestly, it looked awful. But luckily, game development has a very simple solution to every problem. Add more stuff. Lights, particles, more particles, way too many particles, and enough sounds to permanently damage my hero. And somehow, after throwing every effect known to mankind at it, it actually looked pretty good. I just spent 2 whole days making one animation. There's absolutely no chance I can make an entire Poppy Playtime chapter by myself. So I did what any responsible game developer would do, and I started recruiting people from the internet. Yo, do you want to help me with my game?
Who are you?
Okay, it's the next morning. Let's see how many volunteers we got. Oh no. And with our awesome new team of people, we set off to complete the intro for the game by adding an intro VHS tape just like the real games. If you want to see the full VHS, it's linked in the description of this video. And now, with the intro out of the way, it was finally time to actually make a game. Which is when I realized I didn't have much of a plan. Make Poppy Playtime? Profit. I probably should have figured out what the game was actually about. Oh, it's 14 pages! With the artists arting, the voice actors voicing, and other people doing whatever they're doing.
Spin that!
Yeah, spin that wheel!
Let's go!
What is it gonna land on?
Key
Key puzzle! That's actually decent.
Progress was being made and things couldn't have been going better. Maybe things could have been going a little better. But after a few days of panic and several late nights, we were back on track. And now there was only one small problem. We still didn't actually have a game. Sure, we had a story and a cool intro, but if this was going to feel like a real Poppy Playtime chapter, we needed actual places for the players to explore. Over the next couple weeks, empty areas slowly became something that looked like an actual game. And honestly, it was starting to look pretty good. Unfortunately, he's right. Like all Poppy Playtime games, we needed a monster, because monsters equal scary. Adding the monster to the game might be harder than I thought, because right now, our monster looks like this. And that's because the original modeler, Slug, sadly wasn't going to be able to finish it, meaning the fate of our terrifying horror monster was now in the hands of someone who barely knows how to use Blender. Me. Yeah, this is beautiful.
No way.
Oh no.
No, no.
Oh no!
But after hours of making things worse, Blue Man stepped in. Now we just had to actually put it in the game. But having the monster just stare at you isn't scary enough. So in a Poppy Playtime fashion, we made a chase sequence. Okay, so you need to close this door, and then solve the puzzle in here, which opens this door. You can right here, you can jump in it. You know what, just watch the footage. At some point during development, every fan game has to make a decision. Do you make something inspired by the original game, or do you shamelessly copy every feature you can get away with? We chose option 2 and made VHS tapes. And thanks to the fact we had so many volunteers and voice actors, I didn't have to do it myself. While Jay wrote the scripts, others recorded lines and sent them to me for editing. Which meant that after a lot of work, we had 4 awesome VHS tapes to deliver the story of our game. And honestly, they looked and sounded way more official than I was expecting.
I read some of the reports Lith showed me.
As I was looking for other features to completely legally and ethically borrow, I remembered cardboard cutouts. Every Poppy Playtime chapter has these things. Some are creepy,
I know when your birthday is.
some tell little bits of lore, and some just exist. So with the help of our artists and voice actors, we started filling the factory with these creepy things. And just like that, the factory was starting to feel a lot less empty. The game was starting to get closer to completion, but we were still missing one of the biggest parts of any Poppy Playtime chapter, the mind-breaking puzzles. Luckily, I didn't have to build everything from scratch, because I already had a fully functional grab pack thanks to months of work from previous videos, which meant I could skip the boring part.
And immediately start torturing players with puzzles.
The goal was to make puzzles that actually felt like something you'd find in a Poppy Playtime game. We have buttons, power routing, and just enough confusion to make players question their intelligence. And judging by some of our playtesters, we may have overachieved. After lots of brainstorming, we had a collection of challenges of varying difficulty that fit naturally into the factory. Although, to be fair, if a player gets stuck, that's probably our fault. Okay, that one was not our fault. If we were gonna finish a Poppy Playtime chapter, we needed a boss fight. A really stressful boss fight.
Bro, get out of here! I'm dead. Right there. Ah! Oh my god! Why was she that fast? Oh my god! Why was she that fast? I can hear her! Last one, last one. Someone subscribed! I'm not even cheating! Oh my god!
The first half takes place inside the factory cafeteria. The objective is simple: turn on both generators without becoming cat food. Once both generators are on, you can escape into the kitchen. Unfortunately, Candy Cat has the same idea. Now, everything falls apart. The oven starts heating, candy begins coming down the conveyors, and somehow you're expected to keep a giant mutant cat out of the room long enough to cook it. Then, Candy Cat bursts into the kitchen, but for the first time in this entire game, you aren't the most appetizing thing in the room. But one button press later, and your problem is solved. But right now, we have nothing. Let's make it. And with that taken care of, the game was technically complete. So we spent the final stretch polishing everything we could. A proper title screen, objectives and hints, autosaving, custom loading icons, game startup screens, Discord integration, because every modern game needs a Discord integration, and I even made some custom music. And by the time everything was finished, this little project had somehow turned into a real game. After over a month of work, countless bugs, and somehow convincing people to help me, we actually did it. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. A massive thank you to everyone who helped make this project possible. Whether you modeled, voiced a character, tested the game, made art, or just put up with my terrible decisions, this wouldn't exist without you. If you'd like to play the game for yourself, there's a link in the description. And if you enjoy videos where I spend an unreasonable amount of time making things that probably shouldn't exist, consider subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go get some sleep.
That scared the crap out of you.